Hi, Mike from Mike's Carburetor Parts here. I had a question about the choke thermostat on a Autolite 1100 one-barrel carburetor, and so I thought I'd illustrate how this thing works. He's having trouble with his choke, so we want to figure out whether it's a choke, mechanical part of it, or if there's something before the choke that could be bad. The choke is sticking closed, and there's a couple of possibilities. One thing, you have the hot air tube that hooks onto here. That needs to be hot, or at least warm. There's also a clamp on this one where the heater hose goes across. You want to make sure the hose is hot, and it should get pretty hot to touch when it's warmed up. One other thing to take a gander at is there's a little hole right here, and that's your vacuum hole, and you want to be sure that's working correctly. What that does is sucks in the hot air from this tube, and if for some reason that isn't working, you won't get any warm air. And how you could test this is run the engine, get some smoke or something, and to put by here and make sure it's or put your finger in there or something, make sure you got some vacuum, some suction on there. Okay, so that's that. And then on the mechanical end of it, you want to eliminate the thermostat. Of course, you can put it in some hot water, and the thing should expand. Or let's see, does it expand? Let me think here. Make sure I tell you right. Yeah, it will unwind about 1/4 of an inch, and that's fine in hot water. So you know that's working right. And of course, that little loop has to fit on the tab here. So with that off, let's look at it here. It all moves freely. Now sometimes to get it to move, you need to open your throttle up because that'll impede it sometimes. But this is the way it's supposed to move. And if there's something catching or something's not put on correctly, it's not going to move, okay? So what happens is your choke thermostat, with it being on here, when it's cold, it turns, it puts a little, it winds up that coil, and it closes it, and the spring tension on the coil keeps it closed like that, okay? And as it gets heated up, of course internally it turns, but this turns like this, and then this will open up. See, this one needs to be clean, obviously it's sticking, but anyhow, that's the way it's supposed to work. So if with the thermostat off, and you should be able to move it back and forth freely, so there you go. When you have a sticking, assuming you haven't rebuilt carburetor or something, if you have a sticking situation, you're going to take one part of it off at a time to figure out what it is. So anyhow, I hope that helps with diagnosing choke problems. Somebody asked about how to wire it open, and I don't know, if you just hold it open like that and put a piece of wire here to here, that should hold it open. Anyhow, there you go. Hope it helps.